Thousands of Argentinians jammed the Plaza de Mayo Thursday night for a Malvinas Day celebration that released the tensions of a week-long standoff at Puerto Argentino. The crowd sang, chanted, and cheered amid news reports that Argentina had emerged victorious in an 8-hour air, land, and sea battle that raged Wednesday near the island's capital city. The loudest applause was for the leader of the three-man military junta that controls this country, General Leopoldo Galtieri, the man who made the decision to invade the islands and take by force what Argentina had claimed as theirs for the last 149 years. Galtieri did not speak to either reporters or the crowd, but he moved through them, an imposing figure even in the midst of so many bodies who rushed forward for a closer look. This day, there was little doubt that his government and the general himself enjoyed an enhanced standing in Argentina. It had come with the news that once again, the Air Force had imposed heavy losses on the British fleet. Indeed, if Argentine estimates are correct, Wednesday had been the worst single day since the task force traveled to the South Atlantic. 400 troops attempting to land at Fitzroy, south of Puerto Argentino or Port Stanley, had been killed. British reports acknowledge very heavy losses. Malvinas Day marks the date 153 years ago that Argentina installed its first governor of the Malvinas. 4 years later, the British would take it away by force. But today, it was back in Argentina's hands. If there was a feeling that it was about to be taken by Great Britain once again, it did not show in this gathering. What showed here was a determination to fight for what this country believes is rightfully theirs. Jim Clancy, CNN, Buenos Aires.
Argentina prepares for the Pope. Pope John Paul II will be the first pontiff ever to visit this Latin American country, and it took the undeclared war with the British to bring him here. While waiting more than 160 years, Argentines had but a few short weeks to prepare. Thursday, the Automobile Club delivered this country's version of the Popemobile to the Catholic Church, a converted tow truck with a bulletproof glass enclosure to permit a public glimpse of the Pope while providing protection for the pontiff at the same time. Vatican flags drape balconies and adorn poles throughout the capital, Buenos Aires. Souvenir stands, whose wares had consisted primarily of pins, buttons, and banners proclaiming Argentina's rights to the Malvinas, now do a brisk business in Pope John Paul memorabilia. The trip here is an obvious exercise in ecumenical diplomacy, an attempt to balance the Pope's recent, long-planned visit to Great Britain, to remove even the slightest hint the pontiff favored either side in the conflict over the islands. While in England, Pope John Paul met Queen Elizabeth. Here, he will hold talks with President Leopoldo Galtieri. Friday, he will also travel to Luján, where the Virgin of Luján is this country's most holy shrine. He'll deliver an outdoor mass to more than 1 million pilgrims. A similar mass is planned in Buenos Aires Saturday. The overriding theme from the Pope of Peace will be a call for an end to the fighting on the islands. Can the pontiff deliver?
To tell you the truth, I don't think so.
Father Federico Richards, a third-generation Irish Argentine and director of an Irish weekly newspaper.
Unless England modifies its attitude, I think this war won't end, even if they take Puerto Argentino. If that be the case, which yet is doubtful, Argentina will continue its war.
There's suspicion among the people of Argentina the British will use the diversion of the Pope's visit to launch a major assault on Puerto Argentino. While there's no evidence the pontiff's visit will spark renewed fighting on the islands, there are growing indications it will do little to prevent it. James Alan Miklashevsky, CNN, Buenos Aires.